Rich,
Hi.
thanks for joining me.
No worries.
Let's go with a little intro. Who are you? What do you do? What problem do you solve?
I'm Rich Wendt. I'm the head of client services and strategy at Gallium Ventures. We are a communications agency specializing really across the technology landscape. We work with everyone from the world's largest chip makers through to music streaming companies, through to femtech and healthcare brands.
Amazing. And what are the biggest challenges you're seeing at the moment with what your clients are facing? Like, what's the most amount of feedback you're getting back with what are they struggling with the most?
Yeah, so I think there's PR communication is a bit of an interesting space at the moment. There's an incredible fragmentation of media that's happening. We're seeing, media publications really struggle. We're seeing lots of journalists move to become freelancers or to start up their own. A lot of people were probably questioning the value of, what does awareness look like today with the media? But it's also an incredibly exciting time because with that fragmentation becomes greater diversity in how we're defining how PR interacts with media.
Well, this is the thing. Like, PR is changing, marketing is changing as a whole. And for those listening, that marketing is an incredibly wide umbrella term. PR and communications, just one fragment of that, but it does actually run through a lot of what we do, right?
Exactly.
But it's changing with AI. People have more agency over their communications. Talk to me about that, because that's got to be disrupting you guys right now, surely.
Yeah, well, I think it comes down to what do we define as media today? I think, 15 years ago when I first started in PR, it's very much, traditional journalists' approach, and national newspapers with the end goal. Today, it doesn't necessarily mean just trying to get onto the front page of the Times. It's about, kind of what influencers can you engage with? How are you going to create content that works over multi-channels, social media in particular? How are you going to get your word out via TikTok using PR? These are all the kind of big questions that we need to answer at the moment.
So you do a lot of you do a mixture of the traditional and digital PR, do you?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of firms that are going out there calling themselves digital PR specialists. The digital PR is just part of PR. Well, it's all the same, really.
I mean, being in marketing, obviously I know digital PR isn't just putting words onto the internet and they're becoming digital, but there's a real rise of digital PR because of the, and we can probably get quite geeky on the marketing here, probably, I think, but maybe not to dumbfound our audience really, but, the way people search for brands and the way people interact with brands is so much different than it was 5 years ago.
And it's going to change even more in the next 5 with, we're already talking about generative engine optimization. That's an incredible opportunity for the world of PR.
What does that mean for those who don't know what generative engine optimization is?
Yeah, so the way that we currently interact with the web is you go onto Google, you type in a search term, and hey presto, there's a list of results. When we're talking about generative engine optimization, we're talking about how do you make sure that the AI engines, the LLMs like ChatGPT, like Google's Gemini, how do they surface you as a brand, and how do they do that in an accurate and reliable way? The way those engines work is by finding patterns of authoritative mentions across the internet. That's exactly what PR creates.
So it's not like we're going from one to the other. We still need Google, right?
Yeah. So SEO won't just die. Google won't just die in the next couple of years.
So those plonkers on LinkedIn telling SEO is dead, they can have their time for a little bit. It's just
have their time for a little bit, I think. Yeah, but it is going to be a fundamental shift in the way that we as people engage with the World Wide Web. We're already talking about zero-click results, things like that. It's still very much in its infancy. Let's be honest about it. But it's going to grow. We just can't quite predict in which way it's going to grow and develop over time. The more that people use it, the more that's going to become clear.
So you guys have got to be adaptable big time, haven't you? Really?
100%. Yeah.
I mean, what business doesn't have to be adaptable? But we know in marketing and digital that it's changing, every week? There's always something new.
That's been the one current theme of digital marketing since it became a thing, really, isn't it? Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about your clients then. So you're working majority in the tech space.
Yep.
What's really exciting you about the tech space at the moment? Like, what kind of clients are you really trying to attract, and where do you get where are you in your element when it comes to client work?
When we're in an element is when we're working with people with a mission and with a vision that we get, and that we like and enjoy as well.
I think that's quite important, isn't it? A mission that you get. It's like a mission's fine, but if it doesn't resonate with you guys, then
how can we sell it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously we help companies to define that mission and everything around that, and define their messaging and things like that. But it's companies that I think if we find something that excites us, we do something that excites them. And I think it's, PR and marketing in general has to be a field where you are genuinely curious about things. And I think if you can carry that curiosity through to the work that you do, then you're going to produce great results.
And then looking to the other side of things as well, like the employment and the job market. What's your advice? You've been in this game for a long time.
Yeah.
You must have started somewhere. What was it about you that thought, did you fall into it? Did you have an aptitude for it? Is it your element? Is this what you were dreaming of when you were 7? Like, what made you get into it? And like, what if someone's looking at and watching this now, and they go, yeah, I fancy a bit of that. What does it take to do what you guys are doing right now?
Yeah, so I think I completely fell into PR. I think coming out of university, I didn't know what to do.
Honest of you, thank you.
I did think about going into advertising, but the trouble I found with advertising is that you either become a suit or a creative. You're either on the client side or you're either doing the work. In PR, you get to be both. You get to be the ideas person, you get to be the person executing those ideas, and you get to be the client person as well. So nice. I think if you are going into this field, you do need to develop yourself in a very well-rounded way, a bit of a kind of jack of all trades. You need to obviously, the basic things like good writing skills, good communication skills, still incredibly important. But I think increasingly it's good technical skills as well. And not just in terms of, how does the press work, but how does TikTok work? How does it work from an algorithm standpoint? We've got to be able to know these things intuitively, because clients are going to be increasingly demanding in that area.
Yeah, I think there's a word there, intuitively. I think it's intuition is an incredibly underrated skill when it comes to not just marketing, but in business in general. Like, I think, and I often think about this as well with our business and like, the next range of hires and who's coming into it. Like, what are we looking for now? Like, it's always about attitude and, it's not, the skills now are abundant, right? And you mentioned there about writing skills as well. I mean, I don't know if you've seen Educate in Yorkshire and like recently, like they're talking about the new challenges with schools and education and using ChatGPT and Grok and Gemini and all those kinds of LLMs. Is writing going to become less of a skill? Like, how can we combat that? Like, because writing, I do agree, writing is important. Being able to express yourself is important.
Yeah.
But ChatGPT is right there.
Yeah.
And it's so tempting.
It is so tempting. And we shouldn't shy away from being able to use it either. The problem with these engines is when you have a complete reliance on them. I think if you are a good self-editor and if you learn to edit the output of these machines, then absolutely that's a skill, and that's a skill that's going to be able to carry that through in the long term. Amazing.
Guys, where can people hear about you? Where can they find you? And do you have capacity for new clients?
Absolutely, we've got capacity for new clients, as long as they're interesting.
Yeah, nice.
And willing
and have
to
a
do
mission
some
that
good,
you get,
have
right?
a mission, willing to do some good creative work, or wanting to sharpen up on their strategic side.
Nice.
Absolutely happy to take them on. Find us at www.galliumventures.com. We're on Blue Sky, still on X, LinkedIn.
Hey, just be everywhere. Yeah,
absolutely.
Platform agnostic.
Yes.
So, this was really good. Really, I really enjoyed that. Like, I think there's like quite a lot that people can take away from that. I think PR is just one of those things that people think, it's a black book of contacts. I think people really need to change their opinion about PR sometimes. I think there's actually, from a marketing background, there's a lot more that goes into it than people think. And I think people really need to and if they need their services, get in touch with you guys for sure.
100%.
So, Cheers, guys. Appreciate that.
Cheers. Thanks very much.